Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So, a crafting system, what would be the point of adding that to the game? Well, it would add some more depth due to the items you would be able to craft, more on that later, and it would help give players a reason to partake in older events such as skull forts, which no one really does anymore to get rare crafting materials to craft better resources. This would help bring some much needed depth to the game with the items you would be able to craft, which would be new cursed cannonballs, new food recipes, and a new consumable, potions. So strap in, grab some grog, and enjoy the video. So, where would you be able to craft these new resources? Well, the new food recipes you would be able to cook on your ship's stove and at campfires scattered across the world. But when it comes to crafting potions, you would have to visit the castaways camp, which will now be open to you and your crew, to create different potions if you have the right ingredients. And when it comes to crafting new and existing cursed cannonballs, you'd have to go to Wander's workshop on Wanderer's Refuge and complete a new series of puzzles to enter her forge. So, let's talk about the new food recipes first. So there would be a newly added recipe book you'll be able to purchase from the Hunter's Call for a couple thousand coins. Once purchasing this book, you will have the ability to try and create new recipes with the existing food at your ship's stove. This would kind of work like Skyrim's alchemy system, but in this case, instead of combining mushrooms and ears to make poisons, you would combine different foods to create better ones. For example, you can combine a pineapple and a piece of pork to create pineapple pot roast, which would be a new food item you can eat, or combine all available fruit in the game to create a fruit salad, but you would not be able to combine all foods to make something better, for balance reasons. Like, you can't combine a banana and a mango to make mega bananas. It just wouldn't make sense. As you discover these new recipes, they would be written in your recipe book, so you can make them again if you have the food necessary. This would encourage people to go foraging for food, hunting, fishing, and try to kill the Kraken and Meg, as they would be able to make better food items with the items found across the seas. Some of these new foods would also provide overheal, or overhealth, I don't really know, for a limited amount of time, which for those who don't know, overhealth is just temporarily increasing your overall health. There would be a max of 150% health for balance purposes. These new foods would spice up PvP a bit as you would have to go into battle prepared to fight someone who's loaded with different soups and meals that would give them full health and overheal, and it would give the Hunter's Call a bit more relevance, as well as you can sell these meals to them for golden rep. So before being able to craft new and existing cursed cannonballs, you'd have to travel to Wanda's workshop at Wander's Refuge and complete a series of new puzzles, similar to the ones you would have to do to complete the Art of the Trickster Tall Tale. Once completing these puzzles, you would have unlocked a cursed cannonball recipe book and a key that will lead you into Wanda's Forge, where you can create new and existing cursed cannonballs. There would be a couple of new cursed cannonballs, some of which would include the Dry Spell Ball, which requires one firebomb and a crate of sugar to create a cursed cannonball that removes all water from the water bucket on a ship and causes any water in the ship to start boiling temporarily. The Electric Ball, which would require one blue siren gem and H grog. I'll be honest, couldn't think of anything electric in the game, so bear with me on the recipe requirements, to create a cursed cannonball that will zap everyone on the ship if it is fired upon, temporarily stunning them. And lastly, the Trickster Ball, which will require a chest of 1,000 grogs and a villainous skull to create. When the ball hits an enemy ship, their controls become inverted for a limited amount of time. There are infinite possibilities for more cursed cannonballs in the game, and even if a crafting system doesn't get added to the game, it would be cool to get some new ones to spice up PvP a bit. Now, on to potions. Potions would be items the player can use to give temporary buffs, like in Minecraft. But before you would be able to start crafting potions, you guessed it, you would have to buy a recipe book from the castaway, as she has no further use besides the tall tales, and this will give her some purpose. Once purchasing the third and final recipe book, you can now enter the castaway's tent, where a witch's brew would be standing there before you and your crew, and you would now be able to create potions if you have the resources required. Similarly to cursed cannonballs, the possibilities for potions are endless, so I'm just going to name a few that I personally would like to see added to the game. A fire-resistant potion, which will require a chest of rage and a red siren gem to create, and, as the name says, you'd become resistant to fire, which can be useful in some PvP encounters and world events. A night vision potion, which will require Kraken meat and a villainous skull, which says, as the name implies, you would be able to see in the dark. And lastly, the potion of souls, which would require a villainous skull and a crate of ancient bone dust to make. This would increase your damage done to undead enemies, which would be useful in a lot of encounters in this game, and it would last a bit longer since most encounters with undead enemies last a fair bit amount of time. Like I said, these are just some of the potions I would like to see added to the game. There are so many more that I would like to see, like strength, repairing speed, speed in general. Like I said, the possibilities are truly endless, and I hope at least some form of potions get added into the game besides loot items. Thanks for watching, and before I end the video, I just want to say a massive thank you for this support on my captaincy video. That video got 2,000 something views, and that is way more than I was anticipating for that video. All the comments and subs. I know it sounds generic thanking everyone like this, but seriously, to everyone who even watched the video, thank you so much. So if you like this video and like this type of content, why not subscribe and like the video? If you didn't like the video and despise me, leave a dislike and tell me why you hated the video. So I thank you again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.